In one of the most infamous defeats in Roman history, a Roman army was trapped in a narrow mountain pass by the Samnites. With no escape, the Romans were forced to surrender without a fight. To further humiliate them, the Samnites made the captured Romans pass under a yoke of spears, symbolizing their submission. This event deeply scarred Roman pride and fueled their determination for revenge. Rather than being demoralized, Rome used this loss to reform its military. The legions adapted new battlefield tactics, incorporating more flexible formations that could counter the Samnites' guerrilla warfare in mountainous terrain. Over the next 2 decades, Rome fought relentlessly, securing key victories and wearing down Samnite resistance. By 304 BCE, the war ended in a decisive Roman victory. The Samnites were forced into submission, solidifying Rome's dominance over central Italy. This conflict showcased Rome's resilience, military innovation, and strategic diplomacy, setting the stage for its future conquests and establishing it as the leading power in Italy. The Third Samnite War was the final and most decisive confrontation between Rome and the Samnites. Unlike the previous wars, this conflict escalated into a large-scale struggle for control of Italy, drawing in powerful allies on both sides. The Samnites, realizing they could not defeat Rome alone, forged a grand coalition with the Etruscans, Umbrians, and Gauls, all of whom saw Roman expansion as a threat to their independence. This war would determine the future of Italy. The war began in 298 BCE, when Rome launched a preemptive strike into Samnite territory, winning a key victory at Battle of Bovianum. However, the Samnites regrouped and called upon their allies. By 296 BCE, a massive anti-Roman alliance had formed, forcing Rome to prepare for its greatest challenge yet. The turning point came at the Battle of Sentinum, one of the largest and bloodiest battles of the early Republic. Facing a vast Samnite Gallic army, the Romans, led by consuls Quintus Fabius, Maximus Rullianus, and Publius Decius Mus, fought a desperate battle. In a dramatic moment, Decius Mus, following his father's example in the Latin War, sacrificed himself by charging into enemy lines to inspire his troops. This act of devotio turned the tide, and Rome emerged victorious. With Sentinum won, the coalition collapsed. By 290 BCE, the Samnites were finally subdued, marking the end of their challenge to Roman supremacy. Rome now dominated central Italy, clearing the path for future conquests. The war cemented Rome's military reputation and strengthened its grip over Italy, bringing it one step closer to empire. With central Italy firmly under Roman control after the defeat of the Samnites, Rome turned its attention to the north, where 2 formidable enemies still posed a threat: the Etruscans and the Gauls. The Etruscans, once the dominant power in Italy, were still resisting Roman expansion, while the warlike Gauls, who had once sacked Rome in 390 BCE, continued to launch devastating raids from the Po Valley. The war was sparked when the Gallic Senones tribe attacked a Roman colony in northern Etruria. In response, Rome launched a military campaign to drive the Gauls out, leading to a full-scale war with both the Gauls and their Etruscan allies. The Roman Senate recognized that this war was not just about revenge. It was about securing the rich and fertile lands of northern Italy and ensuring the Republic's long-term safety. The key moment in the war came at Lake Vadimo, where the Romans, under the command of P. Cornelius Dolabella, faced a powerful Etruscan-Gallic coalition. The battle was fierce, with the Gauls charging with their renowned ferocity. However, the superior discipline and tactics of the Roman legions ultimately prevailed. The Etruscans and Gauls suffered catastrophic losses. effectively breaking their power in the region. Following the victory, Rome systematically subdued the remaining Etruscan cities, bringing them under its influence. The war ended in 282 BCE, marking the end of Etruscan independence and securing northern Italy as part of Rome's growing domain. With this conquest, Rome had successfully removed another major obstacle to its dominance, paving the way for its next great challenge, the Greek cities of southern Italy. By the late 4th century BCE, Rome had conquered most of Italy, but one final challenge remained: the wealthy and powerful Greek city-states of southern Italy. Chief among them was Tarentum, a prosperous city with a strong navy. Fearing Roman expansion, the Tarentines sought help from King Pyrrhus of Epirus, one of the greatest military commanders of his time. Pyrrhus, eager to carve out an empire in the west, answered the call and arrived in Italy in 280 BCE with 25,000 seasoned troops and 20 war elephants, a terrifying new weapon the Romans had never encountered before. Rome, confident in its growing military might, marched south to meet Pyrrhus. In the Battle of Heraclea, Pyrrhus deployed his elephants, which caused havoc among the Roman ranks. Despite their discipline, the Romans were unfamiliar with these massive beasts and suffered a narrow defeat. However, Pyrrhus was shocked by Rome's resilience. Unlike the fractured Greek states, Rome refused to negotiate and simply raised another army. The following year, the two armies clashed again at Asculum. Pyrrhus once more won the battle, but at a devastating cost. His casualties were so high that he famously remarked, "If we win another battle like this, we will be utterly ruined." From this, the term Pyrrhic victory was born, a win that comes at too great a price. By 275 BCE, Pyrrhus's resources were depleted, and his Italian allies were wavering. At the Battle of Beneventum, Rome finally defeated Pyrrhus, forcing him to withdraw. Without his leadership, Tarentum surrendered in 272 BCE, marking the end of Greek resistance in Italy. Rome had now conquered the entire peninsula, setting the stage for its rise as a Mediterranean superpower. By 272 BCE, after nearly 2 centuries of continuous warfare, Rome had become the undisputed master of Italy. From the rugged Apennine Mountains to the fertile plains of Campania and the northern Etruscan heartlands, no rival power remained to challenge Roman dominance. However, securing military victories was only part of Rome's success. The real challenge lay in governing and integrating the diverse peoples of the Italian peninsula. Rather than ruling through direct occupation, Rome devised an ingenious system of alliances and colonies that allowed it to control vast territories without constant military intervention. Conquered cities were divided into different categories. Some were granted full Roman citizenship, allowing them to participate in the Republic's political system. Others became Latin allies, enjoying partial rights but bound to provide soldiers for Rome's legions. Many cities remained autonomous allies, allowed to govern themselves as long as they pledged loyalty and contributed troops when needed. This system ensured a steady supply of manpower for the Roman army, which would prove crucial in future wars. Instead of simply subjugating its conquests, Rome integrated its allies into the growing republic. Over time, loyal cities could gain Roman citizenship, incentivizing them to support Rome rather than rebel. This policy created a sense of unity across Italy, making the newly conquered territories not just subjects, but future Romans. With Italy unified under Roman control, the Republic had established a powerful military and economic base. This dominance over Italy set the stage for the next phase of Roman expansion, conquering the Mediterranean, beginning with its greatest rival, Carthage. The conquest of Italy was only the beginning of Rome's rise to empire. Rome's conquest of Italy was more than a military achievement. It was the first step toward global domination. With a unified Italy, Rome turned its sights on external enemies, leading to the Punic Wars and the creation of a Mediterranean empire. The conquest of Italy had transformed Rome from a city-state into the world's most powerful republic. The age of Roman supremacy had begun.